Miami, Denver. You know, the Heat might be one of the best stories in NBA playoff history. If they finish this, they're arguably the best story in NBA playoff history. However, they don't always look like that, do they? Sometimes they look like one of the all-time great stories, one of the all-time great underdogs, and then other times they look every bit of the play-in tournament 8 seed that they are. And last night was definitely one of those times. Now, the Joker, on the other hand, is always on his game, always looking like the best player in the entire world right now. Although I'm not sure that the Joker has ever been more on his game in a bigger spot than he was last night. At least his stat line would suggest he's never been more on his game in a bigger spot. In fact, his stat line would suggest that pretty much nobody has ever had a bigger game in a bigger spot because nobody has ever had a 30-20-10 game in NBA Finals history until Nikola Jokic went 32-21 and 10 last night. That any good? No? Not good enough for you? Then how about Jamal Murray too? How about Joker and Jamal both putting up triple-doubles last night? Anybody impressed yet? You should be, because teammates with 30-point triple-doubles in the same game is not a thing. Or at least it was not a thing until last night. Before last night, it had literally never happened, ever. And I don't mean never, ever happened in the finals. I mean it never, ever happened in the sport. It's incredible. No two teammates had ever had 30-point triple-doubles in the same game ever. And so Joker and Jamal went absolutely nuclear last night. It is an incredible stat. Well, an incredible stat to me, but not to Joker, though. Apparently, Tim Duncan reincarnated does not get impressed by stat sheets. I mean, I would agree, it is just a stat. A ridiculously impressive stat. A historically significant stat.
It's just a stat.
A truly stupid stat. An idiotic stat.
Stupid.
Joker.
It's just a
Dude,
stat.
I could not love the humility any more than I do. But you do understand that these stats are how we measure athletes, right? I'm not saying they're the only things that matter, but they do matter. You know, like stats are going to get you into the Hall of Fame. Stats are going to get you basketball immortality. Stats are going to get you your next max deal and the next max contract after that. So maybe ease up on the stats are meaningless, my guy.
It's just a stat.
I'm not saying that they're not more important than the dubs, but those stats are going to make you lots and lots and lots of paper and make you the legend that you are in part. But I get it. He is the ultimate team dude. He is focused on a ring, and he's not easily impressed. Probably because he puts up stupid stats every single night that he runs out on that enormous frame of his on the hardwood. But you know who usually does not go off? Rookie rotation players. They normally do not go off in the finals. But try telling that to Christian Braun, because apparently he didn't get the memo. Damn, that rookie came through huge last night. My dude did not look scared. My dude did not look intimidated. He did not look timid. My dude barely missed a shot. That was an enormous 15 points in just 19 minutes off the bench. 7 of 8 shooting. And for all of the Joker and Murray heroics, and they were amazing, absolutely amazing, I'm going to say that Brown probably tipped the game Denver's way. I don't play favorites, but Michael Malone's one of my all-time favorites. And it's for reasons like that. So, Christian, by the way, what a bad press room.
What a bad press room, by the way.
Dude just stops midway through talking about the rookie to calmly trash and very matter-of-factly say how much Miami's media setup sucks. And then casually gets right back to talking about Brown like nothing happened. So my guy comes off the bench and gave us all this positive energy. And by the way, what a horrible press room.
What a bad press room, by the way.
He was seriously like, Christian really stepped up for us tonight in a huge spot. And man, there is some crappy lighting in here. Are these fluorescents? And who was the moron that picked out the wallpaper? Tacky as hell. And y'all got carpet up in here? Psst, please.
Please.
1978 called. They want their tacky style back. Yo, man.
What a bad press room, by the way.
What a garbage press room, by the way. Awful.
Garbage.
Just awful. Anyway, Christian's play was fantastic. He didn't look like a rookie. Man, you got to love Michael Malone. You got to love this dude's intensity about everything. He can even get red-assed after an amazing performance by his team about the media room. Like everything matters. I love that about that guy. Everything matters. If you had that approach to life, your life, my life, all of our lives, the world would be better. So much better if you just took that into consideration. Everything matters, including the Miami Heat press room. It's terrible.
What a bad press room, by the way.
What a bad press room, by the way. And credit, it would have been one thing if he said that, like if he was all bitter and red-assed after a loss. He said that after an amazing win. So, and going back to basketball, credit to Michael Malone for calling out his team's effort after game 2, because that's exactly why he did it. That's the response he was looking for. You rarely hear a head coach call out their own team publicly for an effort in the NBA Finals, unless you're Michael Malone, which he did out loud and clear, and it worked. Just like a lot of the things that he does work. This is why I'm not at all surprised that Denver showed up the way they did last night. Now, here's what I am surprised about. Here's what I'm shocked about. That Miami showed up the way they did last night. I'm shocked about Miami's effort, or lack thereof. Like, how do you come out that flat at home, ripping back the home court in game 2? How do you have that low energy of a game in that spot? Heat were out-rebounded 58-33 in this game. They nearly got doubled up on the glass. That's incredible. Miami nearly got lapped on the boards. And it felt like they got their asses kicked on every loose ball, every 50-50 ball, and every time, anytime anybody went to the floor. What I'm saying is, and I never thought that I would say this, the Miami Heat got straight bullied in their own house in the finals. Like, their very identity is to never get outworked, never get out-physicaled, never get out-hustled, never get out-gritted. And that's exactly what happened, and that's why they got their asses kicked. Because everybody knows Denver's more talented. Hell, Miami knows Denver's more talented. But since when has that mattered this postseason? It hasn't. Just as long as that famed Miami Heat culture shows up. Except last night, it was nowhere to be found. Which to me is baffling, because their very identity is that it shows up every damn night. That even if their shots aren't falling, they can always fall back on their legendary Heat culture. Yeah, well, the shots weren't falling, and their toughness was nowhere to be found, and they again look like the 8th seed that they are. I'm not saying they can't bounce back, because they generally do. Not saying they can't bounce back from that curb stomping. What I'm saying is, I never would have expected the Miami Heat to get mugged and bullied the way they were on their home floor in the NBA Finals, and especially from a team that they obviously thought was just too finesse. And how do I know they thought that? Spo would cut me off right now and say, no. We did not. We would never say that. Yeah, obviously you did think that. Obviously you thought the Nuggets were too finesse and a little bit soft because you took your foot off the gas after you ripped game 2 and the home court, only to have it come back and bite you in the ass on your floor last night, and now you've lost the home court. Essentially, that's a low-effort, low-energy whiff of a ball game from the Heat. Hey, but if you don't want to listen to me and you don't care what I have to say, great, fine. Take it from Himmy Buckets. Himmy himself was the first one to admit it. Listen, that's not the first time that guy's come off a loss and said that, and then they came back. But why is this still a thing? How could effort, especially for the Miami Heat, when that's their calling card? That's who they are. That's their separation. Effort. Why was the effort lacking in the NBA Finals when they had ripped the home court? That makes no sense. I mean, you do know. Let me see if I can borrow a line from Jeff Green. You do know it's the bleeping finals, right?
It's the finals, man.
It's the bleeping finals, man.
It's the finals, man.
How are we talking about a Miami Heat effort letdown in the bleeping finals, man?
It's the finals, man.
I mean, not only that, but how are we talking about that right after we were talking about a Nuggets effort letdown after Game 2? I mean, guys, I guess it really does need to be said. I can't believe it needs to be said, but it needs to be said. It's the bleeping finals, man.
It's the finals, man.
Man, step it up. It's the bleeping finals, man.
It's the finals.
Drink some bleeping big face coffee, man. But bring some freaking energy to it, fellas, because for the last time, it's the bleeping finals, man.
It's the finals, man.
Incredible. Like, effort is the last bleeping thing we should be talking about from that team. You know why? It's the bleeping finals, man.
It's the finals, man.
1-800-636-8686. One more thought about Michael Malone. Look, I understand why he's ornery.
What a bad press room, by the way.
What a great line, by the way. What an awesome moment, by the way. What a great play, by the way.
What a bad press room, by the way.
Legend. I know why he's so ornery. It's Denver's first finals in forever. His guys are putting up historical performances and numbers, and yet they're getting no shine whatsoever. None. Like, we're giving the Nuggets the respect, but last night it was barely a blip on the map next to CP3 and the gigantic crater that was left after all the nuclear Zion news. So many questions. So many questions. My first thought, probably the most riveting gender reveal announcement ever. I mean, dang. I would tell Mike to put that in his pipe and smoke it.
Put that in your pipe, you smoke it.
Hey, Mike, put that in your pipe, you smoke it.
Put that in your pipe, you smoke it.
Except I'm not going to say that because the air quality is bad enough. Shout out to my CBS fam in NYC. Please like, comment, and subscribe, and hit the bell to be the first to know when we do upload a new video. Thank you so much for watching.